I'll go ahead and get started. I'll call this meeting to order. We will start with the consent agenda. All the following items which concern reports and items of a routine nature normally approved at AHA meetings will be approved by one vote unless any trustee desires to have a separate vote on any or all of these items. The consent agenda consists of the discussion, consideration, and action on the following items. Minutes of the regular trustee meeting on July 18th, 2017. Minutes of the monthly finance meeting on July 18th, 2017. A check report from July 8th, 2017 through August 7th, 2017. And a check report August 9th, 2017 through September 7th, 2017.
I move the approval of the consent agenda.
Hey, Doc.
Second.
We have a motion by Dr. Brown, a second by Dr. Hannaford to approve the consent agenda as it was presented. Roll call vote, please.
Gaspard?
Yes.
Hannaford?
Yes.
Self?
Yes.
Sanderson?
Yes.
Simon?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Dr. Self, welcome back to the board,
Thanks.
and thank you for serving.
Okay, thank you.
Next item is the CEO's report. Candace?
All right. Regina and I had the privilege of speaking to the Northwestern junior and senior nursing students last month. We provided a meal for them and talked to them about Share Medical Center and basically in general their different options in nursing after they graduate, and just giving them support, trying to encourage them to come here and call us if you need to do some internship or anything like that they would be interested in doing. Have been talking to people about the use of our telemedicine. They seem to like it. It seems to be going well, and they seem to be very supportive of the telemedicine. So that's allowed us to have more patients on the floor, as you can see through our statistics. And when people are pleased with their care here, obviously they go out and tell more people. And Lynn, however, I love your advertising. It is great advertisement when people go out and tell people themselves about the good care that they receive here. So kudos to our staff for providing good patient care. You can see all the staff that we've hired. Dr. Kinsey's last day was the 31st. We had cake and punch for her to tell her goodbye. Some EHR staff report stuff going on, nothing major. Some projects that we've been working on. The boiler project is complete. And I want to thank Share Trust for all of their assistance with that project. It would not have been possible, obviously, without it. Kevin, we probably don't want to say what that total was at this point. All the bills aren't in, but it was a huge project, and we do thank Share Trust for helping us with that. The mammography unit has been installed, and we are ready to begin seeing patients once again. I'll be working with Allison and Lynn to, we'll do some sort of women's health, breast health awareness week or month for the month of October coming up. We are currently working on, and I don't know how much we've talked about this, don't know how much I really need to go into this, but we are working on the application for critical access hospital designation. Have I talked to all of you about this at some point? Shake your head no if not, because I know how much to go in depth on then. So we are working on the application, and we have to be surveyed. I have talked to the company that will do the survey. So all of the managers are currently getting ready for that survey. We would anticipate that survey to be sometime in November. And of course we're going to pass it with flying colors. And The gentleman told me that if everything goes okay, we probably wouldn't know whether we received the critical access designation until March, but it would be retroactive back to the date of the survey accreditation. So that's kind of what we're working on right now. It's quite in-depth process, but we'll get it done. Kevin and I will be interviewing this tomorrow and Thursday candidates, PAs for the vacancy to fill in the emergency room. We've been having to use a lot of locums in the emergency room, which makes it hard on Kevin's scheduling. It makes it hard on us getting paid because those people have to be credentialed, and it just is a huge lag time there. So hopefully during the interview process, we'll find a great candidate to join our team. Bridget's not here. I attended the affiliate meeting, and I was trying to think, usually she tells you all about what went on at the affiliate meeting, so I did not report that here, and I really can't think of anything. We talked a lot about the cigarette tax and all that's going on at the state capitol, was a huge part of our meeting. The rest of it, two more things. My last comment there, I can't believe I typed that like that after I read this over again today. I said, I really put that in there. Interesting. How you should reread things. Paige Little, I do have her sign, and I was going to bring her picture so everybody could see it playing on my desk. But I met with Paige Sunday, and we got her all signed up. That's kind of a floating date, just depending on how her licensure, all that comes along with all of her DEA and all those things that have to get done. But she will be here in January, 1st of February, whenever she can. She will get here as quickly as possible. So I'm excited to have her. She's a PA that will be joining us. And we did get the physician recruited that I did pray about, so thank you. So we'll talk more about that during credentialing. Great guy, I think. Everybody is going to like you. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Was that a position for here?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
He was actually working in our emergency room and had been doing quite a bit of locums work. And we just kind of sat down and had a conversation one day. He was telling me how much he liked it here. And I've been hearing from the staff, they have positive things to say. And so we just sat down and had a conversation. And so that's kind of how that developed. So I'm pretty excited. Young guy. November 1st.
Are there any, any questions for Candace? If not, I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve and accept the Share Medical Center written report for September 19, 2017.
Second.
I have a motion by Dr. Hannaford, a second by Darlene Sanderson, to accept the Share Medical Center written report for September 19th, 2017. Roll call vote, please.
Hannaford.
Yes.
Self.
Yes.
Sanderson.
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Gasper.
Yes. Thank you, Candace. Next, CFO's report. Kevin?
Okay. Before we get started, the financials, I don't know if you guys had a chance to get a look at them, but we'll go through them. We have changed up the financials a little bit compared to what we've done in the past. Looking forward to becoming critical access hospitals, we're going to have to break out the nursing home as well as the Homestead financials, and they will actually present their own financials. I mean, I helped prepare them and everything, but anyway, I pulled those out, so we'll just report the hospital's financials by themselves. If you'll turn over first to the page 1, you can of course read through the scenarios. Where I put the hospital, that means hospital only. Where I left it is generic, that means right now is all together. So when we say operating cash, right now, that is all of our cash that's together. It's $397,500, which is 11.2 days. When I say like the hospital stuff, that is actually just hospital related. For the month of August, we did post gross revenue of $1,814,917. And a lot of that was due to all the physicians being back. We've seen over a $200,000 increase in the outpatient volume, all of them back and getting test ordered and stuff. That made a huge difference between the 2 months. The other thing is that we did back a couple of months ago have ACS, a consulting firm, come out and look at our charge master and look at our documentation, and there was some stuff that we could charge that we had not been charging for in the past. So that's the reason you'll notice some of the revenue was up as well as some of that increase in charges. Contractual was up as well at 58.9%. So after we booked $1.8 million charge for the hospital, we only expect to collect $606,000. Expenses were pretty much the same for the 2 months compared with July and August. The only exception is in professional fees, and like Candace said earlier, we're going to do some interviews this week. We had a vacancy that was created in late July by the departure of one of our nurse practitioners. We've had to fill that with actual locums, and they're a lot more expensive than an employed provider. So you can see that we went from professional fees of $84,000 up to $114,000. The hospital by itself lost $180,843 from operations, and after sales tax, $94,276. If we combined all three entities together, our net loss after sales tax and everything was $50,516. If you turn over to page 7, it's our statement of cash flow. For the first time in about 4 months, we have had cash actually did not improve from month to month. We actually seen a decrease of $129,543. So at the end of August, we had $397,500 cash on hand compared to $527,043. And part of that's due to our slowdown in July, seeing that cash because we was really slow during the month of July, and that's moving forward. Page 8 is your accounts receivable. We did see an improvement in unbilled, went from $505,000 down to $421,000. And the other big item, the reason that looks a little bit different is since the nursing home is going to be reporting on their own financials, I took their nursing homes AR, which at the end of July was $526,000. I took it out of our August numbers. So actually our AR did tick up some from the prior month if you had the same AR in there for the nursing home. But anyway, the nursing homes AR is now as well out of our AR so as we move forward. Pages 10 and 11 is your balance sheet. The rest of the pages is your statistical summaries, and you'll see that basically everything except for patient days seen an increase in volume. Like I said, all the outpatient areas seen increases in what we did. So, and really our biggest decrease was in the acute care patients. It's really our swing bed patients, because in July we had 74 days of swing bed. In August we only had 6. So that's where most of the days where we did have less swing bed patients. So. Is there any questions I can answer?
We're going to do so we're going to go ahead and do the financials for the other two when we get they're going to
Close this meeting.
Huh?
We'll close this meeting.
No.
Right.
They'll do their financials when they get to their part of the
Okay, very good.
To their section,
All right.
yeah.
So are there any questions for anybody? If not, Kevin, thank you. Next item is the Medical Staff Executive Committee. Dr. Self?
Yeah, I have to bear with me here. This is my first time in a few years.
No problem.
And as far as I'm concerned, we'll just do what we have to have an action on. Other things will just be filed for information. Is it okay if I make a recommendation for the appointments in one motion and the reappointments in one motion? No, one at a time. Okay.
Unfortunately.
Okay. So, and I think this covers 2 medical staff meetings. Did y'all not have a meeting last month? Is that?
That's correct.
Okay. So it comes from medical staff for recommendation, the accordingly courtesy staff for Dr. Jerry Troy, MD. I'll make that motion.
Second.
We need to have you make a motion to credential him or approve him.
Mhm.
It needs to say that. You need to say it.
Okay, the motion is for credentialing and appointment to courtesy staff of Dr. Jerry Troy, MD.
Second.
Is that Simon? Mm-hmm.
I'll get a drink.
I have a motion by Dr. Self, a second by Ayla Simon to appoint to courtesy staff Jerry Troy, MD. Roll call vote, please.
Self,
Yep.
Sanderson,
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
Brown. Brent,
Yes.
Gaspard,
Yes.
Hannaford.
Yes.
Okay. Make a motion for credentialing and appointment to courtesy staff of Dr. Jerry Hernandez, MD.
Second.
I have a motion by Dr. Self, a second by Darlene Sanderson to appoint to courtesy staff Jerry Hernandez, MD. Roll call vote, please.
Sanderson,
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Gaspard,
Yes.
Hannaford.
Yes.
Self,
Yes. Make a motion, this comes from medical staff for credentialing and appointment to courtesy staff of Lynn Kaguya Aquino, MD.
Second.
Have a motion by Dr. Self, a second by Dr. Hannaford to appoint to courtesy staff Jody Lynn Koga,
Go for it, man.
Aquino, MD. Roll call vote, please.
Simon.
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Gaspard,
Yes.
Hannaford.
Yes.
Self,
Yes.
Sanderson.
Yes.
Make a motion for credentialing and appointment to courtesy staff of Dr. Laura McKeever, DO.
Second.
Have a motion by Dr. Self, a second by Ayla Simon to appoint to courtesy staff Laura McKeever, DO. Roll call vote, please.
Brown,
Yes.
Gaspard,
Yes.
Hannaford.
Yes.
Self,
Yes.
Sanderson.
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
And for something completely different, recommendation and a motion for credentialing for reappointment to courtesy staff of.
No. We missed Robert King.
Yeah, you missed
Ms.
Robert.
King, okay.
I thought you were doing something.
All right. Make a motion for credentialing and appointment to courtesy staff of Dr. Robert King, MD.
Second.
Have a motion by Dr. Self, a second by Darlene Sanderson to appoint to courtesy staff Robert King, MD. Roll call vote, please.
Gaspard,
Yes.
Hannaford.
Yes.
Self,
Yes.
Sanderson.
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Make a motion for credentialing and reappointment to courtesy staff Dr. Donnie Nguyen, MD.
Second.
Have a motion by Dr. Self, second by Dr. Hannaford to reappoint to courtesy staff Donnie Nguyen, MD. Roll call vote, please.
Hannaford.
Yes.
Self,
Yes.
Sanderson.
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Gaspard.
Yes.
Make a motion for credentialing and reappointment to courtesy staff of Dr. Amanda LaGreca, MD.
Second.
Have a motion by Dr. Self, second by Ayla Simon to reappoint to courtesy staff Amanda LaGreca, MD. Roll call vote, please.
Self,
Yes.
Sanderson.
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Gaspard,
Yes.
Hannaford.
Yes.
A motion for credentialing and reappointment to courtesy staff of Dr. Reggie Pappy, MD.
Second.
Have a motion by Dr. Self, second by Dr. Hannaford to reappoint to courtesy staff Reggie Pappy, MD. Roll call vote, please.
Sanderson.
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Gaspard,
Yes.
Hannaford.
Yes.
Self,
Yes. Motion for credentialing and reappointment to courtesy staff Dr. Shelby Hayes, MD.
Second.
Have a motion by Dr. Self, second by Ayla Simon to reappoint to courtesy staff Shelby Hayes, MD. Roll call vote, please.
Simon?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Gaspard?
Yes.
Hannaford?
Yes.
Self?
Yes.
Sanderson?
Yes.
I guess the only other thing reports that I was elected for chairman and Dr. Lawrence for vice chairman.
Okay.
And I'm through.
We thank you for serving again.
Okay.
And we also have improvement to patient care. There's nothing on Quappy, was there? So we don't have to do that this month. But we should have improvement to patient care. The bylaws.
Walnut through?
No.
Number 7.
Copy is in your packet for review. There's a validation calendar, Dr. Self, that's in there, but those are
That's those
contracts
contracts that we review every
that we
month.
review monthly to make sure that something comes through in compliance with what they say they're gonna do. It looks like this.
So I have to make a motion for all these
No.
approvals, approvals, or no?
No.
Yes, the ones you're looking
You will have to
for.
get something about this one.
Everything was in compliance, so it didn't, we're fine. But under improvement to patient care,
Do I skip to B?
yeah,
Okay. So I'll make a motion that we approve the MedStat bylaws.
Second.
were there any changes that you know of, Dr. Self?
I don't recall any.
There have not been yet. They are at the attorneys for review and change, so we will bring those back at a later date.
So Dr. Self made a motion, who seconded?
Ayla Simon.
Ayla Simon.
That's who she.
We have a motion by Dr. Self, a second by Ayla Simon to approve the MedStep bylaws. Roll call vote, please.
Brown?
Yes.
Gaspard?
Yes.
Hannaford?
Yes.
Self?
Yes.
Sanderson?
Yes.
Simon?
Yes.
Okay, next is the lab policy and procedure.
Right, and I'll have to defer to Candace if there's been any major changes in any of these.
Okay, there was in the lab thing, we got the new piece of equipment. We had to rewrite some of the policies and procedures for the new piece of equipment upstairs, but that was the only changes.
We are, this is most of that.
So otherwise, there's no change. Oh, there you go.
That one of the big one.
So I'll make a motion for the approval of the recently reviewed and updated lab policy and procedures.
Second.
We have a motion by Dr. Self, second by Dr. Hannaford to approve the lab policy and procedures. Roll call vote, please.
Gaspard?
Yes.
Hannaford?
Yes.
Self?
Yes.
Sanderson?
Yes.
Simon?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
The next is the yearly quality management plan.
There was no change to that. We have to do that on an annual basis. We reviewed it, and we're going to continue with our plans with our quality that we've been doing in the past.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion for the approval of the reviewed yearly quality management plan.
Second.
We have a motion by Dr. Self, second by Darlene Sanderson to approve the yearly quality management plan. Roll call vote, please.
Gaspard?
Yes.
Hannaford?
Yes.
Self?
Yes.
Sanderson?
Yes.
Simon?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
And what was up with the ER provider notes and Meditech deal?
They wanted them, presented in a different format, and Melissa did that for them. So
Okay.
it was
Was it
just
a consensus thing, the different providers? or
Yeah,
they
for
kinda-
the ER providers wanted it a certain way, and it wasn't done that way, so she did what they asked.
Okay.
So,
I'll make a motion for the approval of the revised ER provider notes in Meditech.
Second.
We have a motion by Dr. Self, second by Dr. Hannaford, to approve the changes to the ER provider notes in Meditech. Roll call vote, please.
Hannaford.
Yes.
Self.
Yes.
Sanderson.
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Casper.
Yes. Next item is the physical therapy policy and procedure.
they went through there, and there were some changes to it. They updated our policy procedures. PT went through it, and there were some old policies that they deleted and just left in there what we're actually doing today, so
Okay.
nothing.
So I'll make a motion to approve the updated physical therapy policy and procedures.
Second.
Have a motion by Dr. Self, second by Dr. Hannaford, to approve the physical therapy policy and procedure. Roll call vote, please.
Self.
Yes.
Sanderson.
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Casper.
Yes.
Hannaford.
Yes.
And any significant changes in the ER department?
There was no change in the ER department, it's just something we have to do on an annual basis.
Okay.
We'll make a motion we approve the reviewed emergency department policy and procedures.
Second.
We have a motion by Dr. Self, second by Dr. Hannaford, to approve emergency department policy and procedure. Roll call vote, please.
Sanderson.
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Casper.
Yes.
Hannaford.
Yes.
Self.
Yes. I think now I'm through.
You're
Welcome
finished.
back.
Thank you. That might be your longest agenda you've had, or will have.
Longest one I've had this year. I feel I showed up for game day without being to practice.
All right, next item is the Share Convalescent Home Report. Rita?
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to go. The facility was busy for July and August. We had, I'll do the financials later just because I'll feel better doing this first. If you want the financials first next time, please let me know. We had RF Technologies in our facility. They toured our facility and looked at our old nurse call system. He was just appalled with how aged it was, and we have got every cent out of that system since 1965 that we could possibly get. I think they're actually, if we go with that company, they're going to take the old system and put it in some kind of museum. he went over
He's
that
amazed,
already. He was. And it works. Brian Miller with the Alva Fire Marshal was in our facility to do our annual follow-up for our sprinkler and fire inspection that was conducted by APS. There was a couple of issues, those have been corrected, and we'll wait on them next year. The activities department took residents to Kiowa to Plum Thicket Inn, and they had a really good time and ate a lot of food. And then they went August 21st, they went to Canton and had a little casino trip, and all of them also had fun that day. And they come back we had our annual surveyors there. So we had our annual survey from the State Health Department. It was a different survey. It is called a QIS survey. There was quite a bit of a difference in some of the things that they look at. It also lasted. The health department is only allowed to work 40 hours a week. So they weren't completed by Friday and had to come back on the following Monday to complete that interview. We had a good survey. We have a few things to fix. Those plan of corrections have been sent in, and I'm waiting to hear if they've been accepted. Our average daily census, I'll talk about July. July, we had an average daily census of 58. In August, our average daily census was 55, so we had a decrease of 3. We have had, in August, we had 6 new admissions to long-term care and 9 new skilled admissions. I'm not sure, that was up from July. I'm not sure what the actual figures were for July. I didn't read those. Our skilled nursing days increased from July. We had a really high July skilled nursing days of 241, and they increased again in August to 252. Staffing needs were a big issue for July and August. We have to have enough people to take care of the people we have, so we were looking to provide more staff for those extra people that we have. And it was very busy, and the staff, I believe, did a really good job with the transition. We again were moving people everywhere. As far as employees, thank goodness, prayers are answered. We have hired 1 new LPN. We have 1 LPN that transferred from another department, and they will be full-time. And then we retained one of our CNA senior nursing students as a full-time RN. And we're really excited about that. Dietary is in need still of 1 to 2 employees. And of course, Chris Parkhurst has been out and will be out for a while with some health issues, and we're praying she'll get well fast. And we miss her. And housekeeping replaced 2 of their open positions, and they're currently fully staffed. Compliance, October 1st seems to be the date that Medicare wants to always make updates. So we'll be doing a large update for our MVS process, which is our main assessments that we have to provide for our residents to make sure we're providing the care they need. And it also supplies them with our drugs pay level, which makes a difference in our money. So we'll be looking at the conversion of that, and we have had training back in April. They've made a few changes. There's an updated training that will probably be available. I think it's October 2nd. We'll probably go to that to make sure we get the changes that they've made since April. Because you know CMS likes to make changes throughout the year. And I told you about our survey process. The other thing I think is very important, I want to thank all the staff, and again, Candace and Kevin. There's a lot of people that help us do what we do, and we have to take care of the elderly in our community. And they work hard, they're loyal, and they have excellent teamwork. So this is new for me, so bear with me, okay? Kevin's a good teacher, though.
So if everybody will turn to the convalescent home, that's where the financials are at.
So on page 1, the convalescent home accounts receivable balance was $580,042. That was an increase of $53,068 during the month of August. Our gross days in July were 47.2, in August was 49.8, with a variance of 2.2. The convalescent home gross patient revenue for the month totaled $354,745, which was a $15,820 decrease compared to the prior month. Total patient days for August were 1,741 compared to 1,826 in July. Convalescent home contractuals, less bad debts, August was 3.3% of gross patient revenue. The convalescent home operating expenses, excluding salaries, benefits, and depreciation for August totaled $137,018, a decrease of $16,029 compared to the prior month. Convalescent home salaries and wages for August totaled $168,057, which was an increase of $7,061 compared to the prior month. The convalescent home net operating income for August was $26,141. The net income for August was $27,165. On page 2, I'll be reporting July and August also. In July, our net operating income was $65,922, and our August net operating income was $27,165. We had a really busy month. Year-to-date on page 3, fiscal year 2017, we had a loss of $9,841, and as of current fiscal year 2018, we have a profit of $93,088. And on the last page, there are our average daily censuses and a graph. If there's any questions, please let me know.
You did a good job.
I had a good teacher.
Rita, I like that new front door. Is there a safety measure so people don't just like run out?
Oh, yeah.
Is it a
Anybody
bracelet
that's,
thing?
yeah. The bracelet, what it does, they will go out, but it's going to go across the intercom system that somebody is out and the staff run to that. Now, the other thing we have found, we've noticed, if we have somebody that has a bracelet and they're sitting back in the lobby area and somebody else goes out, it will lock, it'll go ahead and open, but it will go ahead and alert staff, So we have people up there, they can, see that. I can tell you, everybody is ecstatic about those doors. There's just no comparison. They needed to be there a long time ago. It's really good. And we are very thankful for the funds that we received to get those.
Any other questions for Rita? If not, Rita, thank you.
Thank you.
Next is the Homestead report. Kelly?
I'll kind of follow suit with Rita, do some of the administrative report followed by the finances as well. We've had occupancy for the month of July was at 83.2% for paid nights. That was down to 82% in August, mostly because of the number of guest nights that we had. We had a decrease in guest nights, but our regular rentals stayed within 1/10% of being the same occupancy rate. So got about 43 people staying the night, living there on a regular basis, paying rent. A few other people that are there as a comp guest or as staff being comped. Had quite a bit of activities throughout those 2 summer months. I know we've had a lot of folks come out and sing and entertain. We had a trip to the Tonkawa Casino in July. We had a trip to Cafe Bonhoff in July. August, again, they love going to the casino. So we went to another casino in August. I think they went to Bremen. I think they went to Bremen. Of course, we had, I'll thank the Alva Vision Clinic. They set aside 5 pairs of the eclipse glasses so that our residents could pass them around and share as they went out and looked at the eclipse. I don't think anybody went blind at the Homestead on the eclipse day, so that was good. Some of you've seen the Alva Rocks thing, where the folks paint them up and put nice messages on them, and so we had a day where we had Alva Rocks messages out at the Homestead, and we hid them throughout the facility, and people were taking them all over town and that kind of thing. That was real neat. And then I didn't know what to think of the request when I got it, but band director Dr. Mark Decker asked if we had any residents that like to sew. And well, we do. And so he asked if they would mind sewing buttons back on the band uniforms. And so they did. So we had 4 or 5 residents that took a couple afternoons and sewed buttons back onto the band uniforms, and they had a good time doing it. And of course, the university, the students do a lot of stuff out at the Homestead for and with our residents, and it was great to be able to have that kind of exchange of favors, if you will. Like I said, the 4 or 5 ladies that helped with that really enjoyed it, and it was a nice Facebook post and made a lot of people feel good. So that was a lot of fun. We have begun this month, just last week, replacing the floors that had been that failed. The guarantee was that they would last 15 years, and they were well on their way to not lasting 15 years. So the company is replacing those. Not our company, the company that made the floor is replacing that, and that process has begun. It's going to be inconvenient for everybody that comes and goes from the Homestead until that's done, because it's in the lobby and the cafeteria, and while they're at it, they're going to put the same flooring in the activity room that was also part of an insurance claim when we flooded last winter. So that's going on right now. The pond is still tore up, but every couple weeks looks like we make progress. So the city crews, when they have time, they're helping. The biggest thing was we didn't anticipate that it had been silted in as much as it was. There was probably 1.5 to 2 foot of silt in that pond, and so getting the silt out ended up being a bigger issue than what we imagined, and it has required heavy equipment, and so that process is ongoing. We have 1 fish that has survived the transition so far, and hopefully will continue to survive. It's about a 20-inch koi. Good looking fish. I'm going to name it one of these days, because that fish and I have had a lot of talks. The other main things going on, we have looked at our resident handbook with our resident council, and are presently getting feedback from our residents. And after all that feedback, it's also kind of been through risk management and different levels of management at Share. But after we get through all of that, hopefully next month we have handbook revisions to present to the board for approval. As far as finances go, July, we had operating revenue of $58,276, and that was decreased, and that's mostly because of the way payments for some of our Meals on Wheels fell. And then in August, you'll see that jumped up to $85,312. That's a little bit elevated because we got 2 payments for that period. So we're still about the same on revenue as what we have been. Expenses in July were $60,115, and August were $68,718. Both of those are increased because we've had some data security that we've had to get new equipment and networking systems for data security at the Homestead. We also, in that process, were able to upgrade our Wi-Fi service that the residents use, the service that we offer. When they started offering Wi-Fi with the rent, our residents didn't use much Wi-Fi, but our residents do use Wi-Fi now, more than you imagine. And so that upgrade actually saved us money in the long run, because it was with our cable company instead of the phone company. And so that actually saved us money, but the data security we found needed to be updated. I had a number of, through the summer months, we always have air conditioners and things like that go down, and that this July and August were no different. So we had some of those type expenses. So expenses were up. I anticipate September, getting more back to normal on the expense side. But July was a $1,800 loss. August was a $16,594 net income. And year to date, we are at a $14,755 net income versus last year we were at a $36,800 net income. Things should be smoothing out though. On our expense side, we'll see the nets get back to more what we were used to averaging. Happy to answer any questions anybody has.
Any questions for Kelly? If not, thank you, Kelly. Do you have anything to report from the foundation?
I do not.
Okay. Anything that, Bridget? No? Okay. City Council report.
Pretty routine meeting last night. Couple of highlights this morning, new firefighters in Ingleton. We approved to add as a co-beneficiary to the Alva Arena Authority, Woods County, along with the city of Alva. Probably the longest agenda item, we revised and approved our new city council board handbook as best practice policy. A couple items of interest. We will, Kelly, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we were looking, or will be looking for a new director in our emergency service. Some good news to end, though, we did have, in the first 3 months of the fiscal year, we're up about 17% in tax collections, so that's a good sign. Hopefully that continues. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
That's good. I heard them say that the rig count is double now what it was a year ago in the state, so that should also bode well for the state. Maybe that's not just local. No questions? Thank you. Next item is the AHA Chairman's Report. We need to do election of officers. Currently, I reside as chairman, Darlene resides as vice chairman, and Hala resides as secretary. And so I need a motion for chairman, or nomination.
Make a motion to nominate Jason Gafford for chairman, if that's an option.
Second.
Nobody else wants to take that on? Anybody want to discuss it? I have a motion by Dr. Hannaford, a second by Dr. Self to, I guess, reappoint as chairman of the board, Jason Gafford. Roll call vote, please.
Simon?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Gaspard?
Yes, I will.
Hannaford?
Yes.
Self?
Yes.
Sanderson?
Yes.
Thank you. Next is vice chairman. Darlene, actually, time's out, if you will, in October. And so, but she's going to stay on until we find another Kelly. So I do need someone else to be vice chairman. I did talk to Dr. Brown, and
You know what? I'm not being wrong.
and he would be willing to serve in that matter if you all would like to elect him in that.
I nominate Dr. Brown for vice chairman.
Second.
That didn't take much discussion. There you go. That was I have a motion by Dr. Self, a second by Dr. Hannaford to elect to vice chairman Dr. Ken Brown. Roll call vote, please.
Brown?
Yes.
Gaspard?
Yes.
Hannaford?
Yes.
Self?
Yes.
Sanderson?
Yes.
Simon?
Yes.
Okay. Next item is secretary. Ms. Halen has served in that capacity.
I nominate Ayla Simon as secretary of the board.
Second.
Can you make that a form of a motion?
That is a motion. You make a motion to reappoint Ayla Simon as secretary of the Sherman Medical Center.
Second.
We have a motion by Dr. Self, second by Dr. Hannaford to reappoint as secretary Ayla Simon. Roll call vote, please.
Gaspard,
Yes.
Hannaford,
Yes.
Self,
Yes.
Sanderson,
Yes.
Simon,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
The next item are our bylaws, and nothing has changed in those bylaws. But we do have to reapprove those, and then each one of us has to sign off on those. So I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the AHA bylaws. Second.
We have a motion by Dr. Brown, second by Dr. Hannaford to approve the AHA bylaws. Roll call vote, please.
Hannaford,
Yes.
Self,
Yes.
Sanderson,
Yes.
Simon,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Gaspard.
Yes. Okay. Next is in new business. We have one item. This item arose after the agenda was posted, and it requires immediate approval so that we can secure this position. This is Dr. Hicks, which Candace mentioned before. He's a general practitioner from Edmond. He has been working here in our ER, and he's liked working here, and so we have offered him a contract through June, which at that time we will evaluate how it is going and discuss extending it at that time. We feel like this is a great opportunity for somebody that's already been working here and is liking it here, and from all accounts, we've heard nothing but good about his practice in the ER. And so at this time, I would like to entertain a motion to offer a contract through June to Dr. Hicks, general practitioner.
Make a motion that we offer and approve this offer to Dr. Hicks.
Does that work?
Second.
I have a motion by Dr. Self, a second by Dr. Hannaford to issue a or extend a contract to Dr. Hicks, general practitioner. Roll call vote, please.
Self,
Yes.
Sanderson,
Yes.
Simon.
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Gaspard,
Yes.
Hannaford.
Yes.
Okay. I have no more items of new business. I just do have one note for you that next month our meeting will be on October 24th. Okay? Same time.
Just a reminder.
A week later, yeah.
Yes.
Same time that we planned.
All right. Very good. We are adjourned.